Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cyward, to our segment Gadgets and Games. It's probably old news by now, but you can get the Pixel 7a for just $500. This is kind of a big deal because this is $100 more than the previous Pixel A series. And it's for basically less than I would say. The Pixel 6a had the same cameras as the Pixel 6. However, this time around, the Pixel 7a has brand new cameras. And not that they're better, they're worse. All for this for an extra $100. Now you do get a substantial upgrade in terms of specifications, but usually when you buy the Pixel, you buy it for its cameras. And these cameras aren't the main focus of this. So we are to be budget and to be performance-wise. You could spend an extra $300 to get something even better. Or not, with the Motorola new Edge Plus. Yes, Motorola is still making phones. Now I do kind of like the design a little bit. It is more professional looking. I would assume more professional people are buying this phone because I don't know exactly who they'll be marketing to. 68 watt charging, your Dolby Atmos, triple camera, 50 megapixel. Does come with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and has a 165Hz screen. Another phone brand back from the dead, it's the HTC U23 Pro. This I don't have a price on, but I would also assume this is to be more for professional users. I don't see teenagers using this at all. Get like a coffee black. Okay, you have coffee in the name, you have me sold already. Also, the latest hardware announcements was the GeForce RTX 4060 and 4060 Ti, and should be available since yesterday. Now, the 4060 is $500, which is quite expensive even for the cheapest offering. You know, if you compare it to past graphics costs. Now, I've been looking at reviews for this graphics card. It's not really a great performer. Not a big, huge jump over the last gen. The only thing that would increase its value is DLSS 3. Now AMD has its rival to that. I think they announced today this even. The AMD introduces RX 7600 graphics card. They stated it's for 1080p, but I also looked at the reviews for this one and also it's not that great and it's only $50 cheaper. $270, sorry. From a value point of view, that's a lot cheaper. It is a lot cheaper. Because I really like monitors, Samsung has launched the 2023 models of their smart monitor lineup. But I suppose if you use smart features, then Samsung is the way to go. They always have really good panels. The M5 has a 32-inch and a 27-inch. That's the cheapest option. And then the M7 and M8 only have 32 inches. Now some more gaming-centered news. Yesterday was the Sony PlayStation Showcase, so they showed off their technologies and new games. One new technology is the Sony Q handheld. This is sort of their answer to some portability PlayStation. They're not making a PS Vita 2 or anything like that. They've created this phone-like looking structure with the PS5 controller just split in the middle and then on each end of the device. And you can remote play your PS5 via Wi-Fi. I really like the design. This design looks really cool. They even have, instead of the PS5 controller having like LEDs by the touch bar, instead it goes down the side on the hand grip. That is a little bit strange because your hand covers the hand grip and you won't be able to see the LEDs anyways. So that is interesting, but like purely aesthetic wise, it is really nice looking and should be a lot lighter than the PS Vita or anything. You could potentially just play high quality 60 FPS 1080p games from afar. That is really, I am happy that they make this. I would like a PS Vita too, but this is good as well. Now it is kind of funny looking at, when you look at it from the back, it just looks like a really long PlayStation 5 controller. But they're keeping the design aesthetic. I love their design. Now, if you don't want to pay for the PlayStation Q device, and you want to play on Android, you got an option for the Backbone 1, the latest version of their PlayStation themed controller. I'm sure you've seen Backbone before. They just make controllers for Android, and this is themed PlayStation. So they basically painted white. It doesn't necessarily look like a PS5 controller. They've just made it white and made the buttons with the PlayStation symbols, but that's pretty much it. You will also be able to play PlayStation 5 games with PS Remote Play. So now you're getting more options of how you play your PlayStation 5 games. These two technologies are very interesting because Microsoft is really focusing on cloud gaming and streaming games from the cloud, while PlayStation is focusing on streaming from your actual device at home. It is interesting how they're sort of competing against that. There's no Game Pass or anything like that, besides PlayStation Plus. But they're getting there. And they're really getting there, according to Kotaku. 9 things we just learned about Sony PlayStation's plans. So they note that the PSVR 2 is already outselling the first version. And they also have a graph showing the split of sales since November to March. Games has gone down by 10%. However, add-ons has gone up by 210%. Subscription up to 52%. Accessories up to 60%. Huge increase overall. Like, just looking at the game sales, you definitely see the struggle for paying for $70 games all the time. But they're making up for it for cheaper add-ons and subscription services. Not only that, but we also got news that Sony will be investing 50% more into original IPs compared to 20% back in 2019, which has led to games such as God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Spider-Man, which are some of the greatest games of all time, and that's sort of the reason why PlayStation is doing so well. Although one piece of news that I don't really like is live service games will be over half of that spending. So they're focusing on live service games, which is not the best for gamers. It's a good business model to cheat kids out of their money, but in total it's kind of scummy. But other than that, I'm sure you've already seen this before. The PlayStation 5 Access controller. This is a controller. It looks like a wheel with a joystick in the middle, and the wheel has buttons which you can organize and edit how you want. And it's just a controller for people with disabilities. It is really nice looking. All their devices look so futuristic. I love that about Sony, and it always keeps that same design aesthetic, that white design aesthetic, white and black. It is really nice, so people with disabilities will be able to play more games, which is always a plus. It means more game sales, I would believe. Also coming from the showcase, there are a ton of new games. I feel so mixed. You know, it's about quality over quantity. And I don't see many games which are like stand out to me. But that's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure there's lots of games there that people would enjoy playing. They're definitely marketing to a wide variety of audiences. The only main standouts were the Spider-Man 2 gameplay trailer, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Alan Wake 2, Final Fantasy 16, Dragon Dogma 2. And at least for me, what is interesting coming from Bungie is Marathon. Of course, Bungie was just recently bought by PlayStation, so they're definitely going to be focusing on PlayStation exclusive titles. And Phantom Blade Zero. Those were the key games I was really interested in. There's also Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, if you're into that. But there are a wide variety of games, and I really enjoy that. You can look at the IGN article, PlayStation Showcase 2023, everything announced. They list everything, all the games that have been announced. I don't know, I had so much more expectations, but that's just me. Be sure to let me know what you think on YouTube and Twitter, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.